Should I talk louder? Seconds? Okay. My name's simonse. I like to think of myself as a sort of extreme comedian because I only tell jokes that are either really good or really bad. See, because when I tell jokes that are really bad, well, I slowly wear down your sense of humor until at the end you think that I'm actually funny. That's my goal. And, you know, if I tell jokes that are really good, that also works sometimes too. But I don't tell jokes that are really good anymore. I used to do that, and my jokes were funnier than I am. So then I got really jealous because, I mean, that was the most interesting part of my life. It lasted like 10 minutes every year, so. So sorry, it's just bad jokes. Not the way I wanted it, but. I was actually, I was thinking about either doing stand-up comedy or song and dance, but then I realized I can't really sing, so it'd just be dancing. And then I considered my ethnicity and realized no matter what, it's stand-up comedy. A lot of people think that this takes courage, but, you know, actually, it doesn't take any courage at all. 2 weeks ago, I thought this was a great idea. Yeah, sure, I'll do stand-up comedy. Yeah, that'll be fun. 5 minutes ago, I didn't think it was a great idea. But if I was really courageous, what I would do is chicken out, because then, you know, I'd be safe. But I can't handle that much peer pressure, so I'm too cowardly to chicken out. And that's why I'm here right now. Speaking of courage, which I have lacked, when I was young I really wanted to play contact sports, like manly stuff, you know, football and everything else. But my deficiency in courage prevented me because it was really dangerous for me. Psychologically. So. But if I'm to speak to you person to person for a moment, I think that our culture idolizes athletics too much, competitive athletics. I say athletics should be less competitive. It'd be way more fun that way because I could actually win sometimes. That would be so awesome. But I am a freshman, and I was lonely for a couple of weeks, my first few weeks here. And I was lonely because all the people that I knew were back at home. So, especially my friends, all my imaginary friends, I left them at home. But it's gotten better because I've made new friends. And so, now I'm all happy. Yeah, going slow. But I find that I'm learning a lot more than I expected to, which, in a way, that's sort of unfair. It's more than I bargained for, but and when I do learn, I either learn a little at a time or a lot. I'll give you an example. Like 2 days ago in the night at about 4 a.m., I was lying sound asleep in my bed in one moment, and the next, I was wide awake and in deep contemplation. And I thought, there is some truth to that when people say, looks like somebody got up out of the wrong side of the bed this morning, they're describing a grumpy person, right? But it would be more true if they said, looks like somebody rolled out of the wrong side of the top bunk of their bunk bed this morning at 4 a.m. That epiphany really hit me. That wasn't actually even the joke. See, that was just a big setup for the next part of the joke. It was a masterful setup, I agree, and it was all completely true. But, you know, I couldn't figure out how to conclude the joke. So I thought, this is such a great setup, it's going to waste. So I went to Conrad Lonick at lunch one day, and I asked him, do you know how I can finish this joke with this first setup, right? And the other people at the lunch table overheard me, and we got into a discussion, which lasted a couple of hours, actually. And we discerned that if a penguin were to slip on a banana, that would be hilarious. That's undeniable. And also, it would only be good if somebody was there to appreciate it, which is pretty... And now I can imagine what you're thinking right now. You're thinking, Petey, I understand that would be hilarious because banana's less slippery than ice. The penguin is slipping on banana. And also, someone would have to monkey around with that whole situation, but monkeys hate the cold, so that doesn't make sense. And it was a banana, not a banana peel. What is going on here? So you're saying that, and you say, I understand that is funny, but what's the relevance? Well, would you believe me if I said that on a certain night, 2 days ago in the night at 4 a.m., 3:58 to be precise, I had a dream that one day bananas would be indigenous to the areas where penguins are also indigenous. And they would undercut the unsuspecting penguins ruthlessly. That was a rhetorical question, so the only answer is yes. Isn't it? But I actually am a very sound sleeper, and I think that's hurting my grades. Not because I sleep through my alarm, which I have done, rather because I'm a very sound sleeper when I'm asleep, and I get a lot of sleep here, which is good, one might think. But then when I wake up, I am unsound and unasleep, and then I go to class, and I don't make any sense. I think if I just sleep talk, then I would do way better. But I'm nearing the end of my stand-up, and so I think it's time to reflect on what we've learned today. If you look into the real moral of this stand-up comedy, those of you who have been paying attention to the order of the jokes, there is one. If you've been reading between the lines, you may see that the real message that I'm trying to get across is that sometimes real men just have to cry like little girls. I've done it. QED. So. There are instances in which this is appropriate, right? As Aristotle says in the physics, I think. So, let me give you an example of when it is appropriate. This is a true story. I had a friend of mine who played the piano, and he was very good at piano, but he was also a friend of mine. But then he started playing more and more piano. I never heard from him again. And I will leave you to consider its mysteries. Thank you.